Just the Stats, Reggie Johnson, Eugene Morgan coming to you from the lovely city of Atlanta, Georgia. And Eugene, I hate to do it, but we got to talk about our home team here. And that's only because we suck and we're this is the most predictable dumpster fire that you could ever see in life. And then we're going to talk about Rain Morris and all that stuff. And then we're going to talk about the totality of things here. We're going to start here with Penix. But this Falcons situation has got to be the most predictable dumpster fire you have ever seen happen in your entire life.
Right.
Now, let's explain a little bit here. And we'll start with Michael Penix. And for people who can't see, we'll discuss here his injury history. Okay. 2018, torn ACL. 2019, fractured clavicle. All season ending, by the way. Let's put that out there. These are all season ending injuries. Fractured clavicle, 2019. Torn ACL, 2020. That's number 2, right? Sprained AC joint, 2021. Partially torn ACL, 2025.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. Those other 4 years, they all came before we drafted him. So you're looking here like, hey, man, you're coming into the game already with a significant injury history here. Sometimes teams will look at, they don't really pay attention to those other 4 as they pay attention to the last 4. Say, well, last year he's pretty good, man. He's playing for Washington, had a great year. Looked good out there, took hits and everything. He was scrambling a little bit. But the problem is this was high risk. This is high risk. And the reward so far has been medium. It's not like we have a winning record. It's not like I can say that even he was still developing into a starting QB, but I can't say that he was going to be the starting QB or the future. He was still developing into that. Nothing about his play has said that right off the gate. And I get it. Not everybody has Jaden Daniels, CJ Stroud type starts to where you just know it 3rd, 4th game in the season. Hey, this guy looks like a guy, and they just keeps playing. But there are, unfortunately, guys playing right now that are looking like guys that are within that same class that Penix was in. It's not helping his case. So he had not exactly taken the mantle, so to speak, as it is. He was still playing, through his through the season and everything, and still establishing himself as a QB. Right. So it sucks that this happens kind of in the midst of that. But the fact that you still had that happen, think about it if this has happened, and look at Jackson Dart. Let's look at a similar situation. Because when Jackson Dart went down, Jackson Dart didn't have the history, but when Jackson Dart goes down and you're in New York, no matter what time Jackson Dart goes down for, you're kind of like, we're going to wait it out. I mean, Jack, look how he started. Like we might have a guy here. We're not doing anything, right? We're going to wait for the guy to come back. That's the only thing that's going to happen. And then we'll see what happens. I don't feel like they're saying the same thing about Penix here, man.
No, you're not.
I don't feel like the same thing's being said here. I don't feel like the same thing is like, we're just going to wait for him to get back and everything will be all good. And it's kind of like, well, wait a second, man. We might need to go get another quarterback. It's looking more and more like a reality, because even if he comes back, when he does come back, because these injuries are a full year? Are they 12-month injuries?
It says 9 months. So 9 months is your best case. So 9 months, he's what? That's your best case.
So let's say that 9 months, do you pass on a QB in hopes that Penix comes back next year and is back starting QB, doesn't lose job to injury, all that good stuff? Are you one of those guys?
No. If I'm the GM, no. I'm looking like we don't have a first round pick, so we're gonna have to look at the second round, and then you're gonna have to look at free agency. So that's where I'm looking. And
how did we lose our first round pick, man? What happened to that?
Oh, so we traded back in the first. So we traded with the Rams to get back in the first round to get another edge rusher, which again, our 2 rookie edge rushers.
I like them, by the way.
Right. It's not, it's okay if you're not where we're at now. Right. And then you question, but you drafted an injury prone quarterback right there. I don't even have to spell it out for you. And then, by the way, the 2 years before was the right knee. So this is a left knee that partial torn ACL. So
So
now
he's going to have a partially torn ACL. He's had two torn ACLs on the right knee, and now a partially torn on the left. But still, devastating injury. You know what I mean? Devastating injury. That's and you know what's crazy, because I was at that game, and
I know.
when there's a feeling that I had, Eugene, and this is something that you see with people who had repeat injuries, and you can watch it in sports, and it's not a scientific method of evaluation by any stretch of the imagination. But when I saw, okay, so he goes down, right? And he throws his helmet. Okay, so he goes down, he throws his helmet, and he's sitting there for a while. To me, that said, because sometimes your biggest indication of how serious an injury is the reaction to the injury from the athlete. It seemed to me that he knew then. He goes off, he gets injured, he throws his helmet. He knows he's had experience with these,
right? He knew, because they love the other two legs, right? The other two.
So it seemed to me that he knew that it was going to be pretty bad,
right?
It's frustrating only because I don't know who else you can blame in this situation. I mean, do you have anybody else you can blame? As we're going to talk about with Raheem, when you blame somebody that is something, let's say that you have somebody and they just have not ever paid you back money and you continue to lend it to them continuously. At some point, if they don't pay it back to you, they're just doing what they've done before. And in this particular case, this isn't exactly apples to apples. You know, he's not in control of his body or things like that. And I think that if the want was there to play, like he wants to play and he wants to be healthy to play, but sometimes even if you have a person that has the want to pay you back, if you could look at depending on how much money you lend and what the situation is, you might be able to look at the situation and say, hey, it's impossible. And it's just impossible. And it's a higher risk loaning money to this person. And that's kind of what the risk was with drafting him. It was a higher risk going in and drafting a guy who's already got significant injury history, Eugene.
Right. And then I get it. He did lead, played a fantastic year at Washington, led him to the playoffs, national championship, get all those things.
Look great too, by the way.
Look great. Look great. I get it.
Yes.
But again, nobody, like you said, it's like, look at the past. You've got to look at, and plus it's not like he's coming in a young guy, right? I mean, you can look at a 20, again, I'm not saying he's old, but he's 25. You're looking at that on that older side of the quarterback. And I just, you had all the evidence there. It's all right there in front of you. I love Drake London, but he's just kind of the same way. And we haven't gone out and got that secondary receiver for him, right? When he's out, we need that. When he was out and when he was out of the lineup, and it's like you saw how inept the offense was. So it's like it's one of those things. Like, guys, it's there, and it's fine if you're going to draft him, but make sure whatever backup plan you have. And I get it, Kirk Cousins was the backup plan, and here's the thing: we learn with the Achilles injuries. It's when they get you get in those upper 35s to 40 range. Probably not a good idea to send all the money to that guy. And so,
well, you're not really. Is for one, Kurt hasn't necessarily shown that or Penix hasn't shown that he's better than Kirk when Kurt was in there. And also, you can argue, because that's one of my friend brought something up interesting to me. He was like, "Yeah, well, if you had another quarterback there, there's a good chance that Kirk Cousins benching doesn't happen because you have another quarterback there waiting. If they were just a regular backup quarterback, then you kind of ride the Cousins thing out. You never know how things kind of turn out if you don't ever take Cousins out and kind of break up, what was happening then,
right?
But at the same time, we had Penix and we had a young quarterback. We need to see what we had. We were anxious to get him out there." Yeah. And see, we had it, and their fan reaction is pretty good here in the beginning. But I was saying, even back then, we weren't getting the results that I need, because the thing is, Kurt was at least 500 when he was there. He went out a 7-7 QB. I at that point would have just preferred to see if we could win more games. But at the end of the day, you do have a young guy that you want to get out there and see what he has. But I don't know, man. It's kind of rough because it's not like you holding him up can prevent the injuries when he's already injury prone, right? Like, well, is there even a right time to run the guy out there? Whether you run him out there early, whether you run him out there late, maybe we should. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, man, because now we're back to the Kirk Cousins show here. It's not gonna really be that great, or at least it's not gonna. It's got a ceiling, it seems. And with a young quarterback, that ceiling seems a little more open. Like you're like, hey, sky's the limit there. But sometimes even they kind of come back down to earth, and that's kind of where Penix is here, in my opinion. And from what you're saying, you don't think he's played enough to even warrant not pursuing another QB.
No, I mean, what else have we seen? We've seen glimpses, and I like him. I like him a lot, but if you can't be mobile and you're not accurate, those are two things. So, I mean, I always use the Cam Newton, and I'm not trying to compare him to Cam Newton, but the thing with Cam wasn't accurate. He was a good thrower. So Penix is in that same race. Penix is a good thrower. He's got a good arm. He's got that lively arm, but he's not accurate. He's not going to be like your Mahomes.
He's not Lamar, I'll tell you that. But right. Lamar's high. Lamar's high. Don't get me wrong, but Lamar, one of the things that makes Lamar, and I've told you this time and time again on this show, is his QB, his accuracy.
Right.
A lot of people think it's his mobility. What it really is, in my opinion, is Lamar's accuracy. The fact that he can run it is one thing, but a lot of guys can run it. He can run it. He can kill you both ways, though. He's going to kill you running it. He's going to kill you throwing it. So again, that's what puts him in such a different category to some of these other guys.
Yeah, and so that's where we're stuck with. We're stuck with an injury-prone quarterback who's got. He's got a good arm. There's no doubt the dude can throw any ball. I mean, I mean, I know you got a short window, but you got to see him throw some balls, and we got to see him throw some balls when he's in there. But if you can't be mobile and you're just injury-prone, then
you can't hold your breath every hit, right? Like you be holding your breath every single time the guy gets hit. It's kind of like Tua, right? With the concussion.
Oh gosh,
Tua gets a concussion, you hit, you're out. Fan base taking a big breath out there.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to give up, but I mean, it's like I'd rather give up
early
now.
too, Eugene. I mean, that's how many guys the kids played 12 games or so. I think he started about 12 games.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't. Now again, is it the coaching? If he gets better coaching, is that the difference? I mean, maybe, but again, it's not going to erase the injury history. It's not going to erase the things because again, you were playing in college, and now you're playing against professional athletes, and who are there, and they're faster, they're bigger, they're stronger. So those hits are going to be a lot harder, a lot tougher to come back from. So, I mean, I love the guy. I've rooted for him. I thought he showed. I saw like it's not like you didn't watch him and see glimpses. That's the thing. That's the most thing. If he came in and we didn't see glimpses of it, fine. But when he first came into that Washington game, you saw glimpses. We've seen glimpses all the season. Now, again, is the coaching staff holding him back, or is it him developing as a quarterback? But here's the thing: we can't wait around. We can't wait around and just find out. And again, the sad part is I sent you the free agency quarterbacks for this coming year. Not looking good.
Depressing. I think Joe Flacco leads that. Joe Flacco looks like Joe Montana on that list, by the way.
Right. And then you got then we don't have a first round. You got second round picks, and you have, the Drew Allard. You've got Klubnik. You've got Carson Beck.
I wonder, do teams talk themselves into those guys being in the first round? I mean, who knows, man?
Might be, but yeah, it's just so you got all those things to factor in, and then we still got the payroll hitting. If Cousins comes off, we still have payroll hitting against that money. That hindsight looked like a good idea, but now we're like, oh man, maybe we should have just traded him to get some kind of comp back from him. So it's just sad. It's you saw it coming. You saw it in the future. You were pessimistic about it, and I was trying to be optimistic. And
I
here we
wanted to
are.
be
I
optimistic
know you did.
about. I wanted to be
You did.
optimistic about it, bro.
Right.
I did.
I know you did.
I so did it because I like the fact that what I didn't knock Fontenot for doing was taking a QB when we had a QB. So I didn't knock him for that. Because I believed in what he said. Something I'm going to paraphrase, something to the degree of there being like needing to take big swings. You're picking an 8. You're hoping you're not. You know what I mean? So you're really trying to knock it out the park with this draft, and you're really trying to set yourself up for the future. And I get it. I get all that. The only issue I had was the injury history, and it was significant. And it's like, so when somebody becomes something that they always were before, I mean, whose fault really is it?